That was French folk song, and I hope you noticed the three-part harmony. We have just one more song for you, which is Musette by Johann Sebastian Bach.
Hi, so I'm Anna Roof. I've been directing sixth grade orchestra for a very long time, so I know a lot of you, but I did take off 2 years in the middle. I think it was the current eighth graders and the current ninth graders. This group had a particular set of challenges because if you notice, our sections aren't even. So this Emily Scheib is actually joining us from the 7th grade. Yay, Emily. Because it's really hard to start to build confidence when you're the only cello player playing. So we invited her down to play with Taylor so that Taylor could show you how good she is as well. They've been working really hard this year, so we hope you enjoy it. Our next piece is Over the Rainbow.
That doesn't ever happen.
are to feature some of our senior orchestra members. And we've been so blessed to have some of these guys with us since 5th grade, and I've known this particular class since the day I got here. And this class means so much to me because I feel like it's the first class I actually got to take all the way through high school, and I've really enjoyed spending the time with them. Our first person who's going to play for us is Ashley Steiner on bass, so give her a second to get on over here. She's playing a piece for us called Elephas Maximus. I'll give you a hint as to why every single bass piece is after an elephant. It's huge. Ashley actually was a violist to begin with, and I begged her and pleaded with her to switch to bass a couple years ago because we didn't have anyone, and she graciously did so. So we're very excited to have her on bass. You can go ahead and turn face them. I'm going to pull the microphone over so you can hopefully hear it a little bit better. We are having a lot of trouble hearing, so we're going to do our best to make the microphone work. So we'll be back in just 1 second. Our next piece is a piece called Oh America, and this is one of our other seniors. This is Lizzie Pickering, and she will be playing the violin solo, and we will be accompanying her. And Lizzie has also been a member since, what, 5th grade? Forever. So we have fun with Lizzie, so she must have forgotten she had to stand up in front of you, so let's make it extra intimidating. Lizzie's never been nervous in her life, so this makes it more fun. Great job, Lizzie. So can we give one more round of applause for both of our soloists? That's really hard to do. All right, so next up, we're gonna play a piece for you that is very unique. It is one that was composed specifically for this group of kids and has never been played by anyone else in the world. So we are quite excited to try and premiere this for you. Is Jonathan Lucy in the audience? There he is. That is our composer. So if you give him a round of applause. So Jonathan contacted me. He's from Miami University, and it was actually right as I was hoping to commission a piece for this group because no, I'm not going to cry. I really love this group of kids. I feel like we've really bonded over the past few years, and we've come a long way. And so when he contacted me, it just seemed like a godsend. And so I started talking with John, and John put together this really cool piece that, of course, hit every single one of our weaknesses. You know, we wanted to be sure we worked on it. It's definitely a challenge. But the cool thing about it is that it was written that way intentionally. It was supposed to be written, and if you look in your program, there's a little blurb about it that explains it more. But it's supposed to be about a bunch of individuals coming together from their own different paths and becoming one with music and like becoming one big family. And it tells a whole story. So while we're playing, I'll let you kind of like read through there and you can kind of listen and just, we hope you really enjoy it. But please congratulate Mr. John Lucy as well on your way out. If you see him, just for his awesome job and all the hard work he put in helping us out. So we really appreciate it. This is Kindred Spirits. work at it on that one. So next up, we're gonna play some of our fun songs. The kids have worked so hard playing all this other stuff, getting ready for nationals this year. We just wanted to play something that we liked a lot before we even learned it. So we just like Pixar movies, so we decided to go that direction. So this is a mishmash of Pixar movies. All right, so this is our last number as a high school orchestra, then a really quick award ceremony, then some numbers all together, and then you get to go home. So we're getting there. This is one of our favorite songs as an orchestra. This is Don't Stop Believin'. I don't know that anybody can't like this piece, so we just really enjoy this, and this group I definitely believe in. We have our moments, but I think they work extremely hard, and it's demonstrated by lots of things you've seen tonight, especially like Leanne switching to cello right now. I'm sure many of you don't realize a lot of these kids can play at least 2 instruments to at least a 6th grade level. If you can play 2 instruments, raise your hand. Yeah, pretty cool. All right, so this is Don't Stop Believin'. All right, so we have this really cool thing planned. It's having trouble in the heat though, so bear with us. We'll see what happens. This is a piece called Biorhythms, and it's all done with body percussion. So you have to listen real quiet or real carefully at the beginning. Here we go.
of years, we've been blessed to have a teacher like Miss Moore. Just through this year, all of us have experienced the number of our arms and fingers, the numbness of everything down from our back, and the pain that we went through from sitting on hard chairs. And the frozen position that we held that seems like for hours, but was only a good 30 minutes. But in the end, it was all worth it. I'm shaking. But in the end, it was all worth it. This year was amazing and hard at the same time, but we all made it, and every single one of you should be proud. I know I'm proud to be a part of this orchestra, and I'm not afraid to say it either. But we won't have been this successful without the courage and pushing and hardness because of Miss Moore. She pushed us to the limit. You know, we said things that we didn't mean, but you know what? We got through it. I know I sat in my room and I wish I wouldn't have done nationals, but I did it anyway. And now look at us. We got a song written by a guy, and and you know, through my years with Miss Lettieri and her threatening to kill herself, and and from that, I think it just boosts us from, you know, not just my class, but from the class before and the class before that, and it turned us into what we are now. And you know, she knew that, you know, she got us through nationals, and I think that's something that we should be proud of. And there's no other teacher that can do that. And to the seniors, I've grown up with you, and you know, from my sister and everything, and you know, being able to see you guys and see you guys go off to college breaks my heart, but it makes me happy at the same time. And it makes me happy to see my parents and my grandparents sitting here, and for all the other parents that listen to the kids being annoying till ungodly hours of the night, playing and practicing, but you know, it was all worth it. And we almost got a 1 at nationals. I mean, but I am happy to say that I'm honored to be a part of Northwest High School. It was crazy, wild, funny, weird, smart, incredible people. But this isn't the end for us, for the seniors, and for Miss Moore. Our title will live forever in us Northwest High School Orchestra. I'm so proud of every single one of you. I love you all.
Well, on that note, all right, so thank you. We knew that tonight was going to be kind of long, so we switched it up a little bit. All of the high schoolers and middle schoolers will be getting their awards on another day, with the exception of the large awards and the senior recognition. So middle schoolers will be receiving their awards at their class ceremonies, and 8th grade recognition, things like that. Everybody else, if you're a freshman or it's your first year in our orchestra, they're earning their letter, which is really exciting to give out. You'll get those tomorrow in class. And if you're a sophomore through a senior, or you've been in the orchestra for those years, you will get a gold pen, like a bar pen, to put on top of it. So those will all be given out tomorrow. So we're not going to take time to name off every sophomore, junior, senior for your sake. But anyway, we will quickly go through some really important awards. I love giving awards to these kids, but I truly don't think we have enough, because after working with these high schoolers, I've never been more impressed with a group of kids. And truly that means I've never been more impressed with a group of parents, because honestly, these kids are not who they are by themselves. They're trained up that way, and I have teachers every day that beg to take my class because they know that these are the good kids. They're so well behaved, they do what you say, they're respectful most of the time. They're a really fun group to work with, so we're just gonna get this ball rolling. We have a couple most improved this year. And honestly, I should give a most improved award to every single person in this orchestra, because when we competed at state and at nationals this year, we took music that was a challenge. We did not go and play something that was easy. And I think we all kind of hated ourselves for it for about 6 months, but it made us better people and it made us better musicians, and they grew from it. But there's a couple people in particular that stepped up immensely. This person in particular plays an instrument that she loves, but has been a struggle at times. However, she's always given 110% to make her performance the best it can be. And this year, things just really started to click. And she started rocking and rolling through stuff, and when it came time for nationals and I desperately needed somebody to step up in a section, I looked to her and she did it, and she did it with ease, and I'm so proud of her. This person is Christina Greer. All right, yeah. Our next most improved, every time she plays this year, every single time, I'm more impressed than I was the last time, which is hard to do because I'm pretty picky. But this girl, every time she's come into class, she's improved. She's worked her butt off. If she doesn't have time to practice, I get a text message that says, "Don't worry, Miss Moore, I'll practice tomorrow, I promise." Or if she's got something going on, I get an explanation. And it's never an excuse, it's always an explanation. There's been many times when she's had to be out sick, and I get a text message at 4 and 5 in the morning saying, "Hey, I really don't feel good, but I'm thinking about orchestra and I'm going to practice anyway, even though I can't be there." This girl has decided she'd like to go into music and has taken it upon her own accord to start taking private lessons and working even harder towards that goal, even though it seemed really out of reach at first. I think she's realizing quickly that it's totally within her grasp, and I can see her becoming one of the best musicians I've ever met, and that's Alexis Gambrell. All right, outstanding musicianship. We have 2 of these. And this doesn't just go to the best player, this goes to the person with the most musical heart, and the person who works the hardest at making not just themselves better, but the rest of the group better. And our first outstanding musicianship award goes to somebody who took more time than I could possibly imagine, pulling kids out to prep for nationals, really working with them individually and showing them their full potential. And I know some of us didn't like her sometimes because she'd tell us when we were wrong, but you know, unfortunately, as much as I hate to admit it, she was right sometimes. So she worked really hard. She prepped a bunch of stuff this year, and she's always one of the first ones to offer to do stuff, and that would be Elizabeth Pickering. All right, our next outstanding musicianship award goes to someone who, at our CCM concert earlier this year in October, she walked in and played an audition for a solo, and when she left, every teacher turned and said, "Who is that?" and wanted to know what grade she was in, and including the CCM people. Just curious about her because she was so good. She walked in and blew the socks off of that audition, and then she's done the same thing ever since. She too has stepped up and tried to take lessons throughout the year. She's also a very competitive person in many other fields. She's just done a fantastic job, and her goal is to become a professional violinist, and I think she will definitely succeed. That is Tiana Jones. All right, our next award, make sure I get these right, okay, is our most valuable player, our MVP award. And this one is a very special award. It does go to the most valuable player in the orchestra, not just the best player, but the person who can step up and lead, the person who can do my job, who can go around and make sure that things are going well, who is extremely meticulous with their practicing. But it also goes to a person who has a huge heart for the ensemble and always knows how to deliver information kindly and helpfully. This person, if I could claim her as my own, I would, and it would be easy to do. It's been mistaken a few times, but I do not shine a light to her mother in the slightest. She is one of my closest students, and I really can't wait to call you a friend and make it not creepy. And that's Brianna Moore. awards, and these are student-chosen awards. We have the Noble Knight Award, and that is selected by the students, and it's the student who they feel has the most integrity and the biggest heart for the orchestra, and carries themselves nobly and is very respectful of everyone. It's a very high honor to be chosen as the Noble Knight, and this person won hands down this year, is by a landslide, and that was Brianna Moore. All right, and then this is another very special award. This is the Courtney Lottridge Memorial Award. It's called the Friend of the Orchestra Award, nicknamed the smallest violin, the biggest heart. This is named after a girl who actually passed away, I believe it was in 2008, and she was a member of the orchestra, and she was known for being tiny, but being the most loving person in the group. And one of our goals as an orchestra is to have the biggest heart available, and to work together as a family and to love everybody unconditionally. And this person really tries her hardest on a regular basis to do that. This person is also going to receive another award. So instead of making her come up twice, I'm going to continue with my little commentary. This person's also going to receive the Director's Award. And the Director's Award goes to the person that when I am running late, I can call and say, hey, can you get this ready? It goes to the person who I can say, I need someone to go run a sectional with instruments that you don't play normally. Like, go do it. And she comes back and everything's better. It's the person who I know day in and day out is going to be at school, and if she isn't, she's working hard no matter what. She's dependable, reliable, and again, another one of those people I can't wait to call a friend, and that is Lydia Jasper. All right, we have 5 seniors this year, which is a big number because last year we had 2. So I'm sure you're kind of wishing there were 2 right now, but that's okay. There's 5. And they're 5 wonderful women. I love these girls tons and tons, and I truly feel the most connection with that group right off the bat, just because when I walked in and I was a first year teacher and I didn't know what the heck I was doing, they pretended like they didn't notice. They were really nice. They always smiled. They came in at lunch and would talk to me and just like made me feel so welcome. And when I think of Northwest, these are the girls that I think of right off the bat, because they were the ones that showed me what it's like to be a Northwest Knight. So I'm very proud of this class of seniors. I'm going to go ahead and call all the people in the blue shirts to come on up. And then I'll go through each girl. All right, so first up is Ashley Steiner. And Ashley is a load of fun, even though she's very quiet most of the time. This year's been a change. I've actually heard her talk more now than I've ever heard her talk. And I've enjoyed it every step of the way, because she's so funny. I can't believe it took this long to... Got it, that better? I can't believe it took this long to get to know her hilarious personality, and she really does work hard. She likes to give me gray hair by waiting to the last minute to prep things, but usually she pulls it through, not usually, she always pulls it through. So I really loved working with Ashley. I, again, appreciate her switching from viola to bass, and I feel like she kind of found her niche. So I want to wish Ashley all the luck in the world, and here's your senior plaque. Congratulations. Okay, and next up, this person can make you smile any time of the day, any place you go, and it's always just like genuine and funny, and she just has so much fun in rehearsal, and her and Will like to sit next to each other and just cut up, which can be distracting, but I honestly just always want to laugh, which is why it's distracting. So she had a real tendency to have struggles with playing C sharps for a while, but she's since overcome them, I think. It's a long-running joke. Anyway, she knows what I mean. But Kristen has done a fabulous job, and she is one of the most ambitious people I think I've ever met. And if you check out the program, it tells you that she's planning to major at Wittenberg, correct? Major in, let's see if I can get this right. Was it biology? No. What's the first one? Business. I knew it started with B. Business, Eastern Asian languages and literature, with a minor in Chinese and Japanese. And she plans to play for the Wittenberg Symphony Orchestra. So let's give Kristen a round of applause. All right, next up is my good friend Lizzie Pickering, who's sat right next to me for a few years. And honestly, when I first got here, the only thing I could remember about Lizzie was that she always wanted to play this song called Out of Winter. I hate the song Out of Winter because of Lizzie. We played it so many times, I can't even explain. Every time we walk in, can we play Out of Winter? Can we play Out of Winter? But to be honest, with her playing it that many times, she actually got to be pretty good at it. And then she got better and better at other songs, and she went from being just a mediocre violinist to one of the best we've ever had in this orchestra. And I have enjoyed working with Lizzie day in and day out. I know that if something's up, I can expect her to send me a message and let me know. I know that she will work with everybody else to make things happen. And I've just really enjoyed Lizzie, and I'm definitely going to miss you next year when you go off to UC. So congratulations. Okay, so the next one is Kelly McKee. And let me just say plainly, the orchestra as it stands would not exist if it wasn't for Kelly McKee. Because I have baby brain, but I always have baby brain, even when I'm not pregnant. And if I can't remember something, Kelly does. She walks in the room, she's like, Miss Moore, did you remember to do this? My answer is always no. And she's like, okay, well, don't forget tomorrow. And then I'll get a text message later reminding me. And she just does everything she can to make sure that I'm on the ball, which I fail a lot. So if it wasn't for her, we'd be in trouble. She has been our social chair a few times, and she's done so many other things for this group as well as for the school. Kelly always has a smile on her face and is willing to work hard for the orchestra and for everyone else. She also put together a fantastic media video featuring the orchestra and talking about our trip to nationals and stuff like that. So I greatly appreciate all the time and effort you've put in, and I've loved spending time with you, so congratulations. Okay, and last but definitely not least is Rose Filippo. And Rose is truly what her name says. She is just the sweetest person around. She is just so selfless. Like even today I sent her a message and was like, you know what I forgot? And you know what she did? She went out and bought it and brought it. She's great. She went and took her time. She had some time between schools at Coleraine and Northwest, and she went and picked up pizza every week for us while we were trying to fundraise for nationals. And one week the order didn't even go through, and she went in and made sure we got that order. She was very determined. Rose has just been a blessing beyond words, and she's mature beyond her years. I've loved learning from you. I've loved learning from your parents and your family. I've loved experiencing the past few years with you. And to the whole class, especially Rose, I can't wait for all of our secrets to graduate with you. So, congratulations. That's our senior class. Let's give one more big round of applause.
So, yeah. Well, I'm not really good at talking, and I'm kind of winging it right now. So, we're seniors, and she's been with us since 8th grade year. And we have a gift for her. We got her an infinity ring. It says,
It says Forever Family on it because that's how we feel. We got blue and gold birthstones on it, so representing Northwest. And it's just so you remember us when you move to Portland.
All right, my name's Lexi. I've been in orchestra since 5th grade, but unfortunately I couldn't do it this year because of a scheduling conflict, but I know I'm gonna miss Miss Moore even more because I couldn't do it this year, and I'm gonna make this quick and let her be the one to cry. So, yeah, this is for her, so she'll never forget me.
That's why she couldn't be in art.
Hi, I know it's hot. I'm so sorry, but she has done so much for our school that it has to be recognized. I'm sure most of you know already, but Mrs. Moore is leaving us this year, and her family are taking off to Portland, Oregon. So I wrote this so that I wouldn't cry, but it hasn't been successful so far, so let's try it. While we, your orchestra family and I, are happy for you and your family to be starting this new adventure, we need to take a moment to tell you that you will be sorely missed by each and every one of us. I'm not going to look at you because then I won't cry. You have had a busy past 5 years here at Northwest. Not only did you build a program that each of these students can be proud of, but you finished your master's degree, started a family that you're clearly still working on. You were awarded the National String Teachers Association New Teacher of the Year Award. And you took our Northwest Orchestras to nationals for the first time. I've had the pleasure of watching you develop from an eager first-year teacher into an accomplished and well-known director in our community. As a colleague, I value your work ethic, how you work tirelessly to make sure that your students look and sound as professional as possible, which can be hard with Will Sweeney. You're welcome, Hope. I value your high expectations and how you won't lower them for anyone. You expect greatness and you never rest until your students experience that sense of accomplishment. I value that you have worked hard to build a family mentality amongst your students and that they all feel a part of something bigger. I value that you are as inspiring today as when we first spoke on the phone 5 years ago, and I could hear your enthusiasm as you asked thousands of questions about Northwest. As a friend, I'm grateful that you are such a great listener. You offer sanity when the world seems against us. I'm grateful that we've had each other to continue to push ourselves to be better teachers and better people. And I'm grateful that we are both crazy competitive, whether in our music competitions, which are completely subjective, our evaluations, which are seemingly incomprehensible, or our unique fashion, which we spent most of 2009 trying to outdress each other. We are all better people for having known you, and in what can be a thankless job at times, I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for being in all of our lives. We wish you and your family the best of luck, Whitney. Please don't forget us.
All right, so hold on. Well, since she just ruined my speech, because that was actually mine for her. When I first came to Northwest, and I'm sorry, I know it's hot in here, guys. I'm really sorry, but I don't get to do this next year, so bear with me. Anna and I met via the telephone because I desperately needed a job, and somebody told me there was one available in this district. So they gave me her phone number, and I did call and pester her like crazy because I really wanted the job. Yeah, kind of. And then we found out that we're the same person. In so many ways, it's creepy, which is why I could read that again and just replace my name with hers. I've really enjoyed all the time I've had with Mrs. Roof, and this group right here is not possible without her. Please understand that I just get to cultivate what's already been started. That is from what comes out of your home, what you've taught them, and then what Mrs. Roof has instilled in them over the years, because she teaches them 6th grade, and then she also has the opportunity many other times to jump in at all different levels right before I got here. So this group isn't mine. This group is theirs, and this is all dependent upon what we've been able to experience with them. But Anna in particular, Mrs. Roof, has done so much that is not recognized because her name isn't on the high school orchestra list. Like, she's not named the high school orchestra director. But she does this as well as runs the show choir. Again, it is a thankless job many times, so I just definitely want to take time to say thank you. And we just really, really appreciate it. But this was for you. You can open it whenever you want. You don't have to open it now. But it's just so you don't forget me. All right, we're gonna make this part as fast as possible, even though all these people deserve to be thanked. Hang on. Pregnancy brain, I will forget. Okay, over here, we have a whole bunch of stuff for lots and lots of wonderful people who not only have been great helpers. Now is it working? Okay, there we go. All right. These are all for lots of people, and if I somehow forgot you, it's not because you're forgotten in my heart, it's because my brain literally doesn't work anymore. Contact me again in August. I'm sure it'll come back. At least that's what you mothers keep telling me, however, I don't think you're telling me the truth. Anyway, all of these pictures up here are to thank lots of people for coming and helping and pitching in all the time, even when times are super busy and I don't even have time to talk to them when they're setting up or doing things. The pictures up here are for the following people, and you can grab them afterwards, but I just want to recognize Sandra Estes, who comes and helps with the concession stand, along with Paul Estes, but he has a big blue box, because I figured he didn't want a picture. And then Susan Scheib, who generously assists Justin Dudley at the elementary school. Mrs. Jasper, who always offers a dose of hilarity and reality and just makes the day so much better when I'm stressed and crazy. And Mrs. Wagers, who spent many, many hours helping out at our craft fair. And Mrs. Ford, who counts box tops until I don't know how she can see straight. She counts so many box tops. Helped us raise this year alone $900 to $1,000 by counting box tops. So we really appreciate that. Let's see, Mrs. Sweeney for driving all the way to Kentucky to pick up her son and drive him back for a competition. So we really appreciate that. Mrs. Bennett, I'm not sure where she is. Becca Bennett Small. I don't know where you are. But anyway, she is wonderful and comes to, there you are, comes to every fundraiser, drives her kids who help me. I don't know why they help me so much, but they are great kids. Drives them over, they help, she helps, always willing to help chaperone, things like that. Mr. Kennedy, I'm not sure where he is either. Yeah, Mr. Kennedy is always willing to make a fool out of himself for our orchestra presentations, which we love. He's been a great guy for all of that. Also, Mrs. Filippo, who is, there you are. She is our godsend. She is wonderful. She attended nationals with us. She was a great roommate, but also when the programs ran out today, she was the first to notice and jump in and try to fix the problem. So if you're missing a program, we will send more home. I apologize for them running out. The copier ran out of toner. Sorry, it's the end of the year. And then also Mrs. Moore. Oh my gosh, Mrs. Moore does everything. And when I asked the kids, did I forget anybody? Who do I need to thank? And I already had Miss Moore on the list, didn't think it was necessary to mention it right off the bat. And every single one of them was like, Mrs. Moore, duh. We call her Super Mom because she is our super orchestra mom who comes to everything and takes everybody's kids home, even when she lives on the corner right up here. She drives them all over town. So for her, and then also, we have something up here for John Lucy too before you leave, so don't forget to grab it. And then these two gifts up here are for our orchestras. The blue bag is for the Northwest High School Orchestra, and the blue box is for the Middle School Orchestra. And I will have a couple people open those after we watch the video, and you guys can do that on your own, maybe in class tomorrow, and just tell your parents about it.